All right.
Okay, hello. I am Baika from BYKE, a company that I've started recently. It's called Bike Academy. It sounds very similar to my name. BYKE stands for Build Your Knowledge and Experience. These are the four values that I have. I would love to learn continuously. Like continuous learning is super important. Quality, having good quality teachers, good quality education, integrity, having honesty, transparency, and well-being physically and mentally. So recently I launched a mental health book. I've had like 10 people downloaded, I think just 10 people. I'm still starting this new project of mine. It's been like a year. I've built like a small community of people. Hope to continuously grow. And my main job is a teacher, but this is something hobby of mine on the side. And here are the teaching styles that I like at my academy. I try to personalize curriculums according to different like neurological divergence and welcoming. We try to create a self environment for teachers, and also the webinar is for a safe environment just for teachers, students, anyone who just wants to come, talk, learn about a new topic, and just talk with teachers from all around the world. It's a lot of the classes are student oriented, so we want to focus on what the student needs are. I do blend the traditional and the modern methods. So like it's not always like digital platforms, games all the time. Sometimes it's just the traditional way with no screen, no Wi-Fi. And why did I start Global Educator webinar? Basically, it's just to connect with teachers from all around the world and have share ideas, share experiences, maybe something that you are going through with that's similar to what I'm going through, and we can always like brainstorm together and come up with ideas like content creating is I feel like teachers, we're always like in a classroom, so creating like really mastering it social media can also be like really difficult, like a marketing um I've never had a marketing job, so like social media is also like a really difficult area, gray area for me. Previously, we've had speakers from Europe, Asia, Middle East, South America, and North America, and over 10 countries, three continents. We are still looking for speakers in Africa, Australia. We have one speaker from Australia next month. So hope to reach more and more countries and continents in the next month. Okay, so today is our fourth episode. Do you know how I can get rid of this button? So this is episode 4, and thank you to Lauren for coming up with a topic, bringing in a completely new topic into our webinar. I'm so excited about this topic because this has been a topic that I've been interested in, but I don't know a lot in. So I've been always interested in this, but there's just so many like definitions out there. But I really want to like dive deeper into this topic. Okay, so let's meet our speaker from Miss Lauren from Italy. What country? Hi, Lauren. What country were
Hi.
you born in?
Hi, Becca. First of all, thanks for having me. This is really cool. And I think what you're doing is really important and it's just a cool initiative. So anything to get you, excuse me, I have a hair in my mouth. Perfect timing, really. I am Lauren. I'm currently living in Italy, but I'm from Canada. And yeah, I've been living here off and on for 10 years now.
Okay. Apart from Italy, have you taught in any other countries?
No, I didn't teach in Canada, and I don't have a traditional teaching degree. But here I did take a course years ago now, just a TEFL course to teach English as a second language. And here, because it's so sought after, English is, they didn't really check that I had like huge credentials. So the fact that I just spoke English was like a plus, and I speak well. And that course helped. So I've only taught here for now.
Hey. What is a message that you would like to give to people or to your students or to like parents or other teachers out there through teaching or just like through what you do?
Yeah, okay. So I have like little notes that I've written. So if you see me reading off, I'm just reading off my notes to be more prepared. So I just want to convey that we're all students all the time. It's a really good question. It's always good to ask questions, even when they sound dumb or repetitive, or maybe they've already been asked before. Um, Whoever I am and whatever I'm teaching, I want the environment to always be one of openness and eagerness to learn and not shy away from asking questions because that's so important. In the past, I used more of a shame-based method to convey, not with English, and this sounds bad, but just talking about the environment and sustainability was really easy to go, well, why aren't you doing that thing? Why can't you do that thing? Um, but now in my old age, I've like definitely developed a different way of coming at it because not everyone's open, not everyone's ready. So I just lead by example. It never works just, yeah, I lead by example and I guide people to come to the conclusion themselves. Even when I teach English, this is what I try to convey is leading people to the conclusion by themselves.
That is so wonderful. I love so that there are so many takeaways, like leading by example, leading them to a conclusion, not giving them what to think, like not trying to like give a conclusion right away and make them figure out. And also like we're always students. I think that really like I took that to myself. Sometimes I need to hear that because like you're always used to being the one giving instructions. And sometimes my family would be like, "You're not a
Mhm.
teacher outside of the classroom. Snap out of that." They'll be like, "Snap out of that character." Like,
We're all teachers all the time.
okay.
I don't agree. I don't agree with your parents. I think that I think everyone's a teacher. I don't think you have to be a teacher to be a teacher. Um, Obviously, now with the advent of internet, everyone thinks they're an expert and thinks they're a teacher. And I guess they are. If you are like really passionate about something and you know something else that someone else doesn't know, but they know something you don't know, you can
Mhm.
swap your experiences and everyone teaches everything to everyone all the time.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay, next question is the most important topic, the most important topic of today's episode is environmental sustainability. How would you describe this to someone who like probably never heard about it before, or maybe they have, but they don't, fully understand the message behind or the context behind sustainability?
Right. Well, it's a pretty broad thing to say. I think right now it has a lot of meanings. Um, but the word sustain means to maintain. whatever you're doing in a balanced way. So when I think of sustainability, I think of little things that I can do that are not maybe perfect, but they make a small impact. And obviously, for me, and the topic I speak about is the environment. So if I'm at the supermarket, choosing something that's maybe in glass instead of plastic, or choosing to hang up my laundry instead of putting it in the dryer, simple things like that. So, for me, environmental sustainability is thinking more about how your actions can affect the environment around you. And I'm speaking more about the earth, but this could also be looked at in a more holistic way. And for you, it might also mean getting outside, walking every day, or getting into a meditation practice, which in turn could lead you to taking better care of the planet and the environment around you. So just, yeah, sustaining that, doing it in a way where you're not going to burn out.
I love that. I love that. I think the small, simple like actions, I think a lot of listeners can actually utilize it and put it into action because if you look it up on like Google, it's like this huge topic. It's very technical. It's very, some of them are like non-achievable. It's really does not depend, it depends on maybe the global leaders, or it depends on like a lot of the international webinars that speak on sustainability sounds just too far reached from like
Yeah,
normal people.
well, yeah, it's hard because a lot of it is in the hands of the politicians and the corporations. I mean, it is all in their hands. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, like even the little things you do don't count. It's really easy to feel that way. Unfortunately, these companies haven't given us much of a choice. If there's something we like and it's in plastic, we shouldn't have to deny ourselves that thing because it's in plastic. But if that's the company, that's
Hmm.
their fault, you
Mm-hmm.
know? I mean, maybe not taking it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, just like I know it can be overwhelming feeling like you have to be the perfect sustainability person, guru, zero waste. But it's not about that. Because every drop in the ocean, which we all are those drops, make the ocean. So if we're just doing small things and other people see us do those things and they're like, I never thought about doing that. I'll try. It doesn't seem too intimidating. It's not like I'm trying to minimize my garbage to zero. Like there are people that do that, but it's not very, it's not relatable and it's not realistic.
Okay. Yeah. So I like how you broke it down into such a small, achievable actions that a lot of people, like normal people, can start doing it. And I'm glad that you're spreading more and more awareness. I hope more and more people get to hear and, just take small actions.
Yeah.
And next question is, I think we kind of covered this.
Yeah, I wrote something else,
Okay,
but
okay, okay.
maybe I'm
Okay, okay, then
repeating myself.
I'll
Um,
ask. I'll ask it. Why is environmental sustainability important to learn and talk about?
yeah, so like you said, we kind of touched on that, but the other question is more like the meaning of what it is, and but this is more like why we should dive into it, and it's a complex question. But in the end, I feel like the answer is probably far more simple than we think it is. Just like we need to take care of our bodies when we're able, when we're mentally in it, it's it's our home. So we wouldn't have our bodies and our health to think about if we don't have the planet and the environment where we feel like we can breathe clean air and we have clean drinking water because as we know, a lot of people don't have that. And the earth, I mean, it's not ours. It's a gift that we're here, that we get to see the animals, see the nature, take care of them, hopefully. And where was I? As a species, unfortunately, we've done far more harm than good up to this point. And now we're in the process of fixing the problems that we have caused as a group. No one's innocent in this. In this, unfortunately, there's no getting away from it. No, there probably are a few people that are innocent, but they live in tribes like deep in the forest and don't have anything to do with, like us. So yeah, learning and talking about what we can do to live in more harmony with the earth, it's just the beginning of taking better care of her and taking care of us. And it's fundamentally important because it's our number one home. Um, and we shouldn't forget that we're just temporary visitors and we should clean up after ourselves and we just should continue talking about it all the time.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love that. I love that. I love how you said it's our home. We just need to clean up after ourselves
Mhm.
and that we get to experience this wonderful place. That's, yeah, there were so many wonderful points that you made.
Yeah.
Next is the next topic or next question is about fast fashion. I was
Uh,
been very curious about this because I read a lot about like slow fashion and fast fashion. Like I read a lot of articles like through like reading classes, reading comprehension when I teach SAT. There's a lot of reading, but I'm like, this is so hard. Like I even order Shein. I buy clothes from H&M and I feel bad, but like
no, I mean,
I feel bad
ugh,
and I know it's like fast fashion, but like what what are some things that people should know? And
okay,
like, what are
wow.
some important things that people should, just be mindful when they're going to
Oh, well, do we have time? Because
when we go to
no,
H
I
next
tried
time or
to.
next time when I order something on Shein, like I need to just be mindful. Like what is like something, just a small trick that I should be telling myself to abstain from? No, it's very, very tempting. It's so
Um,
cheap. Like
I
and you just
know.
like, put 10 of them in the basket and like it's cheap. So
I
okay,
know,
so
and
yeah.
that's where they get you. So it's like a very multifaceted conversation. It's a sustainability conversation. But I do think about it a lot because it's a big one. Fast fashion is the production of textiles and garments on a massive scale, and some fast fashion brands would be like Shein, H&M, Zara, just to name a few. In fact, the majority of the shops um, that are switching up their merchandise all the time, like Shein, they constantly have new things, and they have thousands of things. I honestly have never bought a thing from them. I don't know anything about them other than the negative things.
Uh-huh.
But again, this isn't said to shame anyone that buys things from Sheen. I know a lot of people that do, and so it's just my personal choice not to. It's just like eating meat and not eating meat. There's no good or bad. It's just different. And
Mhm.
so, these places, they switch up their monthly fashion trends so often that the production line is failing to keep up. And the production, the wearing, the falling apart, and the repurchasing is what they want. Then there's the dumping of thousands of pounds of textile waste in third world countries. Our purchases trickle down. There's no way they don't. So this is a huge topic, and obviously I don't have hours. I'm like looking at the clock because I know we only have a finite amount of time, but the elements that go into the line of production, so all the material needed in the first place are the gallons of water that are used for every garment, even a single pair of jeans. The labor that goes into manufacturing each garment, these workers are generally underpaid and worked within an inch of their lives. Our capitalist mentality and society have allowed for these sweatshops to flourish. There's the transportation of such goods, there's a buying and accumulation of such goods, and then more often than not, these pieces are, they barely last because they're not good quality. Not to mention, a lot of the textiles are derived from petroleum. So it does tie into the gas companies and all these. But they want your clothing to fail because they want the cycle, they want you back. They want the cycle to continue. So I don't know if you've heard of planned obsolescence, and that's a whole other topic, but it's the idea that things are essentially manufactured to fail so that you have to buy it again. And these clothes, you hear people say things aren't made like they were in the past. It's true. It's 100% true because things are made on such a massive scale and they just want you to keep buying and buying and buying. And so something that you can do as a fight against these corporations, and I was just talking to a friend about it, is the simple act of mending your own clothing. Just getting a simple needle and thread. And I am bad at it. Like, I'm so bad. I don't know how to mend. But I do it anyway because I want my clothing to last. So anyway, what we should be learning about fast fashion so we can be more aware of what where our money is going and what we're supporting is that, sorry, I didn't word that right. We should be aware of where our money is going and what we're supporting. And we should learn so we can hold these companies accountable and just hold them to higher standards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
It's
wonderful.
a lot.
No,
It's a
no,
lot.
that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I'm learning a lot. Like I'm learning a lot. I didn't realize like how it affects the petroleum and then the cycle and then like the workers that are underpaid. And then the
Yeah.
gallon of water is crazy. Just for one, so it's just for
Well,
one single pair of jeans, right?
yeah, I mean, it's more that it's gallons. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, it's the growing of the cotton or growing of the material, the natural material, then the production in dyeing it. So at the end of the day, one pair of jeans, I believe, is like, I want to say, I don't know how much a gallon is. A lot, but it's like probably 20 gallons. I don't know. I don't know math.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's a lot to produce like one piece of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really crazy.
So the better choice would be buy, add a little bit of more money to buy something that would last you for 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be more mindful.
If you have, this is, you do you, Becca. But I think people have the money to invest in a better piece of clothing that's going to last longer, or if there's a rip that you can easily sew it or take it to someone to be sewed up, it's great. I mean, I understand people like to look new and fresh and they don't want to like repeat their outfits, but repeating your outfit is like the new, or yeah, repeating it is the new not repeating it. So it's cool. It's cool to repeat an outfit every day.
Be your outfit is cool. I like that because who was it? The person who does Nas daily. Nas himself. I like how
Hmm.
he, wears the same t-shirt every day. People should even like a lot of billionaires, maybe. Like they just wear the same color every day, which is like very sustainable. A lot of people I
I
know.
think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about them, but for me, it's just out of necessity.
Okay, we have 9 minutes left. What's our next?
Yeah, let's do this. I don't have much left to say, so we're good. Did
Okay,
you?
so
Yeah.
what are some sustainable fashion brands that could be
All right.
alternatives?
So, honestly, I'm at a stage in my life where I'm not really buying very much new. But if and when I do, and more so when it comes to like underwear and bras and stuff, I don't necessarily buy that used. I have some places I go first, but it must be said that to purchase from more accountable sources, it does cost more. But I do believe that if you can afford to do so, you should be buying better products and less frequently because we want our clothes to last. So, my stuff I buy from Organic Basics. They're a really good company. You can track all their production along the way. They try to use pretty good materials, and they treat their workers well. It's all made in Europe. Patagonia has a very good ethos. Recently, their founder and CEO sold millions of his shares and donated it to conservation efforts. And you can easily track their line of production. But because I'm not a huge consumer, I don't have a huge list of places. But this is a great resource when you can buy used, and there are a lot of online used sources. And if you're ever in doubt, use the website slash app, because there's an app called Good on You to learn more about said company and their practices. I use it all the time. And you can just have a better breakdown of what these companies are all about. Then you can make a better choice. Even if you decide to still buy from them, at least you still have more of an idea of what they're about.
Mhm. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing. Thank you for sharing. I'll look
you're welcome.
into and the okay, so this is the final stage or final sequence of our webinar. What would you say are the three common or simple steps that people can start taking from today? Small, reasonable, or like small, achievable actions that people can start taking from today to contribute to help preserve or not preserve, but like conserve the environment.
Um, well, my number one would be just reducing your meat intake. I'm definitely not here to preach veganism or vegetarianism, although I think they both have good aspects to them. I am neither, but I just don't eat a lot of meat. I do like if I'm out tonight, we're going out for dinner at a neighbor's. If they have meat, I'm not gonna like refuse it out of superiority or anything. But beef, more beef takes up a lot of land. So beef is like the one thing I don't touch anymore. But yeah, like meat. And then just hang up your laundry to dry. I know people want like their fluffy, comfy clothes all warm, but it makes a huge difference. And if it's a beautiful day, like your clothes smell so nice, like the outdoors, and you're just saving on energy and it's great. And then just where we can, not buying new, borrowing things when we can, buying secondhand when we can. Uh, there are now stores where you can borrow clothing online, wherever. I think that's always been a thing for like tuxedos, but now it's everything. So yeah, that's like definitely these are all kind of my number one, but I had to put them in a ranking. So I would do all those, and those are really simple steps to take. And buying used, it's not dirty. I think there's this misconception that it's dirty to buy used, but those things are clean, and then you're gonna clean them. If you feel dubious about it, it's all good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those, I hope the audience, the people that are listening today, I hope you guys can start taking these simple steps because these are very achievable and they are all reasonable. So I hope all of you can start practicing simple steps. If you have been already
Yeah.
doing these steps already, just keep on doing it. Leave any comments if you have been, practicing this for many years. If you find, small differences that you want to share with others, you can also put it in the comments. And make sure to follow Lauren on her IG to keep up with her content. She'll be always sharing about environmental awareness, environmental news. So I hope that you all of you can follow her. And do we have any? And the next webinar will be around November 20th. I hope to see all of you there. And thank you for listening.